What evil prank have you pulled off? Mom can't tolerate sweet things. Since she can remember, she never ate sweets. When I was 6 or so, during breakfast, Mom left her newly brewed coffee on the table. My older brother encouraged me to put more sugar as a prank. So I did. Mom came back, stirred and then drank and spit out a rocket. We started laughing, saying it was a prank, explaining that we put extra sugar in it. She looked at us as if we were stupid. Apparently I put salt instead. Her coffee was at sea salt level. Edit, whelp, got my very first silver and a second silver. Thank you kindly strangers. My co-workers in the Chicago office asked me to bring back a phone book and the hotel stationery from my business trip to Kansas City. They were preparing for another co-worker's bachelor party for the night before the wedding. The groom was known for drinking to an extent that was considered legendary. After a night of drinking, he woke up on the morning of his wedding in a hotel room. He checked the nightstand and found the Kansas City phone book. The desk was stocked with KC stationery. His friends had clued the front desk staff in on what was happening and convinced them to answer his room phone, "Good morning and welcome to the Kansas City Holiday Inn." It was 5 hours till the wedding, and he was actually only a couple miles from the venue, but the freakout was epic. I have an extra mouse in my desk drawer at work. I have the USB plugged into the docking station of the obnoxious guy a couple cubes away. On days he is particularly obnoxious, I will take out the extra mouse and move it around every few minutes. He has never realized because it's plugged into the docking station and not his laptop. He has even had the laptop replaced. Never noticed. It brings me to tears, silently laughing sometimes. I have to be careful not to overdo it. I've posted this before, but I made a friend believe she was being followed by a garden gnome. For years. Many of her friends are involved plus other helpers. She shows up at a B&B in Scotland, that we'd recommended, and there was a gnome in the garden, and it looked exactly like the gnome that had briefly turned up in her yard. Then she saw it on her way to work. Then in Provence. And Germany. It really did look like the same gnome. It was. Gradually over the course of 2 weeks moved my co-workers' monitors closer to the front edge of the desk. Like 1/4 per move. Until they were so close the keyboard barely fit. "Stupid small desk," she grumbled, near the end. I then moved them back, just as slowly, over a few weeks. She never caught on. Had a friend, and co-worker, regularly bring up how annoying it was, where someone would walk by him and just, so uncomfortably close. There was plenty of room between the back of his chair and the wall, but daily he'd feel this guy walk past him. Wasn't trying to be a creep, just lack of self-awareness in the office, clearly. My friend tried doing a few things to try to get this guy to notice it was annoying, but of course never actually spoke to him as the dude was more senior and he was intimidated. Whatever, I had an idea. Every day, he'd pull his desk back towards the wall a little bit closer. He knew it wasn't going to work immediately, but after a few weeks of slowly moving the desk, annoying coworker would have to shuffle sideways by to make it. My friend would often busy himself and not help, or make really big deal of getting out of his way. Eventually annoying coworker started taking another route through the office, where no one was inconvenienced, and my friend slowly moved his desk back to its original spot. I used to work for a cruise line. A passenger asked if the crew lives on the ship full-time. I and my coworker explained that no, the crew leaves every night to fly back to Miami and then returns each morning. She walked away satisfied. After that cruise was over, our manager was sharing the passenger evaluations with us and was confused about one in particular. It was a woman who had stayed on deck 14 and had complained that she couldn't sleep at night because of the noise of the crew helicopter. Fact 1. 1,200 crew do not leave every night but do live on the ship. Fact 2. That ship didn't even have a helipad. Question. WTF was she hearing every night? Over a decade ago I worked in the warehouse of a guitar center. We dealt with inventory, shipping and receiving. We had a dumpster behind the store in a shared parking lot that people would leave random things in even though it was not a public dumpster. One day we found a broken beach chair in an open cardboard box. The box had a shipping label on it. It was left in such a way that it was easy to assume that the chair/box combo was left by the same person. We packed the beach chair in another box and shipped it back to the customer. I wish I was there to see the person's face when they received their trash back via UPS. I worked at a fast food where the boss was too cheap to get AC installed. In the super hot summer days we would all sweat so much that we could wring sweat out of our uniforms. There was this boy who I had a love-hate relationship with. We would always prank each other, but mine were always tame, until one day. He left his drink in the back while he was flipping burgers. I grabbed a vinegar packet, cut open a corner and put a straw directly into it and exchanged it with the straw from his drink. Moments later, I was in the front of the store and I heard him spit and scream my name while calling me a bitch. He still high-fived me.